Okay. Alright, I'll start off by creating a new profile. And we'll call it Neon Circuit since that's pretty relevant. Alright, let's go down to lighting effects. Let's create a new lighting effect. Let's start off with a wave. So wave effects are pretty useful. I'm gonna do a big tutorial on YouTube about that, but in this video I'm just gonna kind of do the creation part without explaining too much. So I'm gonna press the plus button to add in a color picker, and then I'm going to, he wants a circuit, so I'm thinking I can do something like this. And I'll speed it up a little bit. Let me take a look at the request again. A circuit-like type lighting, green illumination with a lot of moving in the background. Always giving that techie feel. Okay. So we're basically working with neon green, which is like this color. Then I'm gonna set a little background so it doesn't look too boring. Oh, I also forgot to pull up the comments on my phone again. So I want, basically he wants a circuit style profile. So what I can do is I can just do a bunch of these little fast moving waves, and I'll make them in opposite directions. So I'll change the degrees to 180 on the second one, and then I'll have something that looks like this. Okay, and then in order to make it not start at the same time, because if I actually refresh this profile and I go back to it, it's gonna start at the same time. And that's not what I want. So I want the second wave to start a little bit later at 3.4 seconds. So now when I refresh it again, it should look like that. Yeah, there we go, that's a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more, 3.7. And then let's just keep doing this until we get something that looks really nice. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Yeah, I am gonna make them go vertical as well. So let's see, 2.6, and you never want to copy the same lighting time. Like I said, you want everything to start at a different time. So here it's 3.1 and then 3.7, 4.2, 2.6, and that's how you get a lot of variation going in your profiles. So I'll start, I'll make this one start a little bit faster. Since the spacebar doesn't really count as a lot of keys, I'll make it move faster across that. And then I gotta finish the top row. Oh, is the keyboard showing up blue? Yeah, it's probably because there's a lot of natural light around my table. Hopefully when it gets a little bit darker. So anyway, let's just continue this for now. And yeah, as CowGod said, I'm gonna make it also go vertical. It is 3:30 p.m. here. I'll be streaming for at least a few hours, so hopefully you guys stay tuned. So just gonna check to make sure I'm not repeating any values. And I also want this to go up, so I'm gonna make this 90 degrees. That should make it go up, yeah. And I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. And then I want this one to go down, so I'm gonna set this to 270, and it's gonna go down. I mean, if Corsair wants to give me a job, that'd be pretty cool. But for now, it's just a hobby, and thanks to you guys over on Patreon, I've been able to keep doing it. What's up, guys? Yeah, I am making it go vertical and horizontal. Let me view all the effects just to see how it looks. Yeah, the problem that I have here is that the keyboard keys are slanted, so there's no way for me to really make it go up. Except for here and on the numpad in this area. Yeah, exactly. I can't make it more vertical than this. Yeah, you're actually not the only one that noticed that, because when I'm recording my videos for YouTube, the K68 is kind of dim, and I have to go into Premiere and adjust the lighting to look a little bit brighter. I think it's something to do with the fact that it has this waterproof casing around the keys. Oh, shoot. I messed up here. So 270, 90, this should be 270, and then this should be 90. And I also forgot to change the lighting time, so let's do 3.2, 3.9, I don't think I did that yet. 3.2, 3.9, 4.2, did I do 4.2? Yeah, I already did 4.2. Let's do 4.3, I don't think I did that. that's better. I think I need to make the vertical lines a little bit faster since they only stay on the keyboard for a little bit. So maybe I shouldn't be doing anything above 3 seconds, or actually anything above 4 seconds is too much. So like over here, this could be 1.6, and this can stay 1.8. This can be 1.3. Yeah, that's perfect. 15. Oh, I also forgot to set this to be 90 degrees. And then this is already 270. So profiles are crashing because some sort of update in iCUE broke a bunch of the old profiles. If you guys are familiar with Louis Gershwitz, I hope I didn't butcher his name, but his profiles are pretty old, and something to do with the iCUE update has been causing profiles to crash. For some reason though, a lot of my profiles aren't having that issue, even though I've made profiles from like way back in the first Corsair utility engine. And I think it has to do with the fact that I went through all 600 of my profiles and I re-exported them from iCUE. So that's probably why there's no crashing with my profiles. But if there is any crashing, you guys should let me know. I'm going to take a look at the request again real quick. So horizontal and vertical lines when typing also. Okay, I can do that. That's easy. Some black, white, greenish, blue, or other variants of green. Okay. Did it switch back over to the main view? There it is. I'm not gonna try to rush it too much because I want to show exactly how much time goes into making profiles, and that's why I really appreciate it when you guys send me a donation with your request. I try not to rush it too much so that it looks good. Occasionally I'll recycle one of my older profiles to make it a little bit faster, but most of the time I try to create it from scratch. (15, 16) Oh, I missed here. So 14, 15, 16. I'm gonna make it view only selected effect so that way I can see only what I'm working on. It's a little confusing if there's too much going on. So 15, 16, 17. One of my personal favorite profiles is Deep Space. That one came out really good. I'm thinking if we can hit 300 Patreon supporters, I'll create a video of how I created Deep Space from scratch. Okay, I'll try and speed this up a little bit. Let's see. I'll just put in some random numbers and just so we can see what the effect is going to look like. So 90 to 70. Back to 90. Oh yeah, Aurora, I'm pretty happy with that one too. That was a good profile. Ooh, this is kind of a problem. All right, let's view all the effects just to see what we have so far. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna finish it up so that I can move on to a different request. Let's see, 1.9, 270. Wait, 23, 24. That's backwards. 23, 24, 22, 23, 24. This should be 90 degrees. I'm repeating values too much, but that's okay because I'll just go back and fix it later. Okay, now I gotta go through 90 degrees, 270, 90, 270. Okay, that wraps up the keyboard portion of it. I'm not gonna go through and make it support all the devices on the stream because that's literally gonna take forever. But normally what I would do is I would go through all the mice, the mouse pads, the headset stand, the cooler, the RAM, all of the fans, the Spec Omega, and a bunch of different keyboards that have different layouts. I can do that part on here. I can do the stream. I'll stream this. Okay, I'll just go through really quickly and fix it for strafe RGB. So all I need to do is add the logo, and I think the FN key. Yeah, the FN key is missing. So I'll go back here and I'll add the FN key. And then I'll go back over to K70 Mach 2, which is going to be missing the logo. So let's see. And 21. Okay. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up adding support for all devices. I normally create the profile on the K95 Platinum so that I don't have to add the light bar in afterwards. And then I move on to the other devices. Oh, and also the K55. This is one of the most boring keyboards in my opinion because it literally only has 3 effects. So I'll just do like a quick color shift. Wait. I'll do a color pulse. And that's literally it for the K55 because there's nothing else I can do. Okay, that wraps up. Wait, no, he wanted one more thing. Let's see. He wanted type lighting. So he wanted when you're typing horizontal and vertical lines. Okay. Let's do that. So to create a type lighting layer, I usually leave that at the top, and I think this is gonna be a wave. No, sorry. This is gonna be a solid. Yeah, a solid, okay. And then I just name it tap, so that if anybody wants to disable it later, they can just disable it. And what I'm gonna do is this. He mentioned that he wanted some other colors too. I think he said white and black, greenish blue. I guess for the type lighting layer, I can make it a greenish blue. And then over down here, you say start on key pressed. I did a video on this recently, and you do stop after 1 time. So then when I tap on it, it should show up. And then I have to duplicate this the whole way down. So now when I tap, it should do this. And now I also want to make it go vertical. So I'll copy this again. 7. 8. There we go. Yeah, and it starts to look like this. Oh, another thing I like to do is I like to set a black wave, and I like to put it underneath all of the type layers, and I'll name it black tap. That way I can clear everything in the background by setting this to black. I'll make it start on key pressed, and I'll make it stop after one time, play from key pressed. And then I set the tail to be 99, and I make the velocity 25. That might be a little too... Oh yeah, the lighting time. Oh, I also need to adjust this. So I'll set this to 10 seconds. So now when I start tapping, the background disappears and all you're left with is the typing layer. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, sometimes I'll get completely tired of making profiles and I'll just not do anything for like 2 or 3 days. I'll do something else, like watch movies or be disappointed in the new Game of Thrones season. I started catching up on Stranger Things. That's a pretty good show. Alright, I think it's done. So now when I start tapping, you're going to have a grid. Okay, I'm going to finish this up. That's it for this profile. Let's move on to a different request. Maybe you guys can help me decide. So let's see. A toaster. Well, this is kind of ridiculous. I saw this one earlier and I was just like rolling my eyes because I'm not really sure what this guy wants. It continues to heat up until blazing hot for a time when the power is shut off and it cools down quicker. Okay, I can do something similar to this, but I'm not gonna name it toaster. Here, I'll create a new profile. And I'll name it heat. Now I'll create a new wave and then I'll set... Yeah, okay, I'll create a new wave. Okay, so what I have here is I have a curve that starts with 0 opacity, and then it slowly moves up to full brightness, and then it goes back down. And the reason this is important is because I can make the wave start at a 90-degree angle, and then I can make it two sides. And then when I increase the tail to like 50, and also increase the lighting time to 10 seconds, you can kind of see how it starts getting brighter, 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 and then it goes back down to nothing. So now I can make this start on key pressed, stop after one time. Also, let's make it a little bit faster. A little bit faster. Actually, let's reduce the opacity entirely. So now it takes a bunch of taps to make it bright, and then when I let go, it starts getting dim. Also, since it's heat, I'll change this to like orange. Okay, that's it. That's as simple as it gets. You just do that, and then it's one layer, that's it. One wave effect. See, when I tap once, it's still dim. When I tap twice, it gets a little bit brighter. Tap a couple more times and it gets really bright. And just keep tapping and it stays hot. Not gonna spend too much time on that, just wanted to show you guys how that works. So let's switch back over to my requests. Okay, this is, I'm not sure if this is what he wants, but I think I'm gonna give this one a shot. So let's just go over here, create a new profile. The usual. Yeah, I know, I would like to do a Rocket League profile, but I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that yet. So this is an interesting idea. Hexagons. Oh, that's right, I forgot to switch to iCUE. There we go. And what was the color he wanted again? Tar heel blue and white. I've never heard of this color. Okay, it's kind of like a light blue, Carolina blue. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bunch of gradients in the shape of a hexagon, and then I'm going to make them flash in and out. So let's just make the lighting time different on each one of them. So a lot of profile making is just copying your effects. if it's something like this anyway, and just adjusting the lighting time to make it look different. It kind of creates the illusion of the things going in and out at different rates. Is there any music playing, by the way, in the background? Should be. Oh, YouTube paused, okay. There we go, there should be music now. Okay, I think this looks kind of cool. It looks kind of like a force field. Oh, oops. I can't exactly create hexagons on the numpad, but I can do like little stars. Oh, I already did 1.3, that means I gotta do something else here. 1.5. See, I try and be as perfect as possible when it comes to using different lighting time. So that way it just, none of the effects start at the same time. I think I'm gonna move this hexagon. This first one, I'm gonna move it up. Or like right here. Because I want to put another one down here, like this. Is there any way to do that though? There's kind of like this empty gap right here where there's nothing happening, and I don't like that. Okay, that's gonna work. That looks fine. I think that's what he wanted. It comes in the shape of hexagons. Because otherwise I'm not really sure what he means by that. This is the part I did. Multiple hexagons that fit together on the keyboard. Does it look pretty cool? I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, something random. Okay, I'll just move on to a different request in that case. So you said a Rocket League profile would be pretty cool. 3 modes, all switch between the scroll lock. But he doesn't give me any detail, and I don't really know anything about this game, so I would appreciate it if when you guys send in requests, you can actually give me detail. Because I've never played Rocket League, so I wouldn't really be able to know what to do for that. Shadow of War, still not that much detail. Okay, this is a cool request. I can do this. Blue and red police lights. I think I'll just use solid effects for this. So I'll just do, what was it again? Red, white, and blue. Yeah, red. White. This is going to be a pretty simple one. It's just 3 solid effects. One in the middle, one on this side. And then all I have to do is make them start. I'll reverse the order, so this will be blue-red. And then I'll make this one white, blue, red. I mean, yeah, it is a flashy profile, but that's kind of what the police thing is. It's supposed to be flashy. I think I can do this a little bit better. Red, white. I'll center this a little bit more too. And I think it should be a little bit faster. Yeah, I think that's more like it. What do you guys think? Did I nail it? Is that what it looks like when you get pulled over? Yeah, good. Make sure it stays like that. Don't get pulled over. Alright, let's do another request. I think I'll end the stream in about half an hour, maybe. This is kind of like a test stream just to see how things work out. If you guys want to see more of this, just let me know. Yeah, okay. See, this is the type of request where if I see this, I'm just going to decline it because I don't know anything about this profile. I don't know what he wants. So I'm just going to say needs more detail and declined. This is so simple. I would like a profile that is red and has white reactive color. Okay, I'll just do this real quick just because for the shits and giggles, I guess. So it's just a static color with a simple gradient on key pressed after one time. So now when I tap, it should play on key pressed. There we go. Okay, this is like some of these requests are from a really long time ago, so let's try and do something more recent. Canadian logo sliding up my keyboard. Is there any Canadians in the chat? I think I can do this real quick. Let me just Google what the Canadian logo looks like. Oh, never mind. That's a lot more complicated than I thought it was gonna be. yeah, I can't do this because that would require an integration, so I'm gonna skip that for now. Battlefield 5 Firestorm. Okay, this is cool. I can make a fire effect. I'll do this. Let's go ahead and create a new profile. And we'll call it BF5 Firestorm. So I'll go ahead and start off with a static background, which is going to be red or orange. And lower the brightness. And I think I'll use waves. So I'll have some waves going up like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a series of waves that move up, and I'm just going to duplicate them a bunch of times. Okay, and now I'm gonna make it a little bit more interesting. I'll add in another wave, or I'll just copy it from this. And I'll make it the entire keyboard. But I'll make it a little bit more dim. Okay, I always forget to switch over to the K95 Platinum. Now I gotta add the G keys and stuff. Yeah, now I'll just create a bunch of background waves. So I've got 6, 7 waves that go up in their own individual little column. And then I created another background wave. And now I'm gonna make some other ones. Let's see, I'll change the degrees on this. Yeah, something like that. And I'll duplicate that again. I'll make it start at 2.7 here, 1.9 here. Did I already do that? 1.9? No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, there we go. Should start to look a little bit more like fire, I guess. These big waves are a little too bright. I'm gonna lower their brightness. I don't want them to take up too much of the center of attention. They're just supposed to be in the background. Like that. Something about it's still a little boring though. Not really sure what it is. Okay, I guess I can add a type layer. Okay, let's see what I can do to make it, to spice things up a little bit, let's say that. Oh, I have an idea. Yeah, I'll do a ripple. Kind of want to make a little bit of a particle effect. Because, you know, fire is not really that clean. It has particles everywhere. Yeah, a little something like that. Oh, I should make them go up. Oh, I can't do that because this is a ripple. Damn, I kind of screwed myself over. Okay, I'll change that to wave and then I'll make it go up. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And then I'll create a couple more with some variation on the angle. So I'll make the 12th layer shift a little bit over to the left. And then I'll change its lighting time to be different from the previous one. So about 2.7. And then I'll do that again one more time, and I'll make this one be 80 degrees in the other direction. 1.6. And now when I play it all together, it should look like this. Okay, yeah, what do you guys think of that? Does it look like a Firestorm? Yeah, you know what this needs? I think this needs a little bit of fade. Yeah, like that. That fades in. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks a little bit more 3D because the layers have different opacities at different times. Okay, yeah. I think I'll do one more request and then I'll end the stream. So let's switch back over to the requests. I don't like any of these. Okay, I know what Super Saiyan is. I think I can do this one just for fun. So let's go into here, create another request. It's pretty much just a bunch of flashing, that's all it is. So I can do that pretty easily. What were the colors? I think it was like yellow and white mostly. It's just a bunch of flashing yellow and white. Oh yeah, I forgot to switch back to... There we go. Thank you. an IKEA theme. You can go ahead and put that on the request list if you can give me enough detail for what an IKEA theme would be. Can someone correct me if I'm doing this wrong? I think this is what Super Saiyan is when they go insane and they have all these flashing colors. I think it's like yellow and white, right? I've never actually watched that. I've only seen memes. Is my mic really quiet? Oh, you guys should have said something. Alright, how's that? Is that a little bit better? Yeah, I'm trying to be careful because I know this microphone can be really loud and I don't want it to be super loud. I think this needs a little bit of like particle effects. This is one of my favorite things to do if I don't know what else I can add to a profile, because a little bit of particles can go a long way. You just kind of select random keyboards with like a decent spacing and then it becomes like this. And usually I make them repeat really fast because, well, just because I feel like it. Okay, guys, I'm getting kind of hungry, so I'm going to go eat. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you want to see me do it again, just let me know. I'm going to upload this to YouTube also if you guys want to rewatch it and kind of learn what I did. If anybody missed it, they can also go watch it on YouTube. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time.